I just want to show you a very quick game. So, obviously, I'm going to explain why I built this game. I built this game over a weekend, just to show, the class, not you guys, but another one, and to show them, because they're building a game over the next 2 terms, and I want to show them how much, about 60 hours of work is going to practically be for people who've never coded before. They've just started coding, so I've got to show them how much it's going to be, because I'm going to obviously teach coding and stuff to them, so I've got to show them what they're expecting, because I don't want them to build something that's too over the head, and then I have to somehow figure out how to mark something that's half finished. That's fairly at least. So, this is what I built. It's done with toon shading, very easy option, you just turn the shader to toon, and I've also added a few little effects like bloom to it. As you can see here, there's a decent amount of bloom and flares, which makes it look quite different from this. It kind of makes those shine a bit, it adds a lot, and that looks really nice. So, and there's a bit of bloom, there's a bit of all this stuff, just all mixed together, just to kind of give a full feel. And I'm going to start playing. So, I'll go through a few levels. There's only 4 tutorial levels, and then I'll go through how you can build one really easily. And this is kind of what I'm explaining. If someone showed this to me and said this is my game, I'd be like, that's pretty impressive. But you'd have to have more level system and have proper level design. But the fact that you can build levels so easily is a big point in this game. Few big things you notice when you start off. There's a health bar. And this is pretty bad, but it's kind of cool because the health meets. I just didn't really have time to build a full health system since it's within like 12 hours. And I couldn't, and I'd have to edit my old one a little bit. I couldn't find any animations for these two, and they're really hard to set up in Unity just from GIFs. You have to split up the GIFs and then do them in, and it's just really difficult. And this also glows. So that's why I didn't do it for those two. So we got welcome to tutorial. You can also use Garrett keys, very simple. The squares are pickups, the light grey pickups give 15 points, the capsule with the halo is the end zone, touch it to finish. You can jump with space, and as you see, as soon as I jump, something happened. There's been only those starting tutorials. As I jump, you click in the game, what happens is, these aren't meant to be white, they're meant to be grey, but that's fine. As I jump, as you can see, it fills up, and you get more jumps later on, which I'll explain later. So, oh damn it, I got hit and I took a damage. So the shovel hits me. It's a bit weird because it goes through the ground, but that's something that obviously you'd have to fix. It hits me, and if I reach 0 HP, I will die. And you start again. I mean, you can't be hit multiple times, which is why when I'm hit, I don't keep getting hit. And then when I enter. So, this is a bit different. The blue pickups increase your jump height and give you 25 extra points. This art style is very unique. I know it's a bit weird around the boundary boxes, but that's something I don't really care about. But the blue gives you more jump. As you see in top left, my jump got increased. Give 200 points. It's obviously a score. I'll hide that. I will keep the stats up so you can see this is running. This is on VSync, so this game is like no problem because each is the same. See what I'm saying? So, we will kind of try to make this jump. We made it. Pick up another one. The white squares or white objects don't reset your air counter. Ah, damn it. So this one, you have to jump equally across all 3. And there's no more levels. So there's a few mechanics that you can see there. And I'm just going to go over a few of the mechanics, a bit of the game design I was thinking when I was building this game. I got this idea from Rollerball because obviously I was going through all the basic tutorials on the Unity website. I found the rollerball tutorial. I was like, this is kind of interesting. It's quite simple, and it took an hour and a half. And I learned how they showed the rollerball. But I went, this is a bit too simple. This is not what I would want someone to put a game for. I want to make something that actually looks like a game, instead of showing them a rollerball and go, here you go. So I sat down and I kind of was playing around with how the character was, and I was like, I want to give him a jump. This was one of the first things I gave him. So I gave him a jump, and at the start he didn't have this whole dictionary of stats, he just had individual stats. But later on, when I wanted to actually influence his stats a bit more, because originally it was just points, there was no stat influence, I was like, I've got to influence these a bit more, so I actually added a dictionary for easily influencing. He's got a rigid body just for normal stuff. So essentially what happens, if you're not finished, then we remove the score. But as soon as you touch the finish mark, the score stops, just to make it fair. Score, pretty simple. If you're invincible, then we have a time, which is here, which we can change, and that's 0.5 seconds of invincibility before. So if 5 people attack you at the same time, you get 0.5 seconds of invincibility between each one, and it gets minus by time to delta time for normal stuff, and if it's less than or equal to 0, then you're not invincible anymore. If your hit points is less than 0, then you're dead and you reload the level. There's a very little commenting here, but there's still some. I was just talking about the invincibility there. Fixed update. This is just done at the. Oh, no, it's not. Where's fixed update done? It's done every second. I believe it's done every second because I know late updates done at the end of the frame. I know fixed updates. It's always done at the same time each time, so that's why I believe it's every second. But it could be every frame, like update. But it could be done. No, it's every second. Yeah, it's every second. So every second here. We have just the axes, very simple, and then y is equal to 0 if you press spacebar and you're not currently in the air, which is kind of inaccurate. It should be you can't jump anymore. Then what happens is it looks at your number of jumps and checks that they're not the same. If they're not the same, that means that the number of jumps is how many you can actually jump. So let's say I can jump 4 times and I've only jumped twice. That means they're not the same. So you automatically go y equals jump, so that means you jump by how much your jump height is. And then you've currently jumped 1 more, so now you've jumped 3 times. And then we'd say the jump script, he's jumped, which does that little green thing here. I'll explain that script in a second. Else, your in air is true. So it means if you've currently if it only currently says you're in air if you try to press space, which is kind of weird, isn't it? What this it's a little iffy because this means technically you're not in air till you do your final jump. I'll show you why. Player. Oh, we'll have to check how many jumps he gets. So if we look at our player and just look at the in air. Alright, so I click here. See, he's not in air until he hits the second jump. That's pretty not great, but it's not going to stop him from doing anything. It just means he actually have to press spacebar to say he's in air. So it's an interesting idea, but it's just easily fixed by just checking if they're the same under an update or something. It's pretty easily fixed. It's not needed to be there, but it is because we don't actually need it. It's pretty bad, and I would definitely fix that. And that would be something that would be like, oh, why do you have this here? You need to fix that up, kind of thing. And then we just move you, and we just have a vector 3 of movement, which is x, y, z, and then we apply force. This does mean it's a little wonky. Sometimes the ball keeps going, and the velocity isn't always correct, so you may want to change that a bit. On trigger enter, so there's 2 different things. Trigger is essentially when you can go through an object. Colliding is kind of when you just hit each other. So some things we want for your ability for you to go through, but we still want to activate collision. For example, the pickup, we want you to just go right through it, because otherwise you stop every time you pick up a pickup, which is not really what should happen. So if I pick up a golden ring in Sonic, my character doesn't instantly stop, he keeps going. So I need to have it on trigger enter. I just keep hitting my mic thing there. Respawn is just when you fall off the edge. There's actually a where's it? It's like end zone. Here you go. And if you fall off into this area, you're instantly dead. Or you respawn. We reload the level, there's nothing else like that. That's reload everything. If you have completed the level by hitting the end zone, then it just sets the name for the next level, and then it starts coroutine. Coroutine allows you to wait for seconds, so as soon as we start the animation, we wait 1.5 seconds, which is a little after the animation has finished, just because we kind of want the animation to finish and then you to obviously go to the next level. And each of the end zones are always named for the next level. So 002 is the second level name. It's simple. Collision enter, these are stuff, very simple here. Pick up, when we touch an object, we go, we apply its effects, and what we do is we'll show you this. Here we go. So pick up, It's the script, and this is really cool system. I really like this. I'll be using this in later things. So essentially, the end zone actually doesn't have any scripts. That shouldn't be there. Oh, because I moved it. Yeah. Guys, here we go. So here's our pickup script, and they've got a few things. They've got a virtual void, so all the children of this pickup script, they all rotate, regardless whether or not they have this function, which is really nice. So if we want to change how much they rotate, we can obviously change this, but it means that it's just something that we don't need to do behind the scenes. And then apply effects, which is just a blank class here, but so it means that we just ask for a player class or void player to effect, and then we just apply the effects. Okay, and then we'll show you a few of them. We'll show you a bad one. We won't show you black because that's normal. We'll show you dark red, and we'll show you red. So air power hasn't been done yet, because I didn't finish that one. So these are the exact same scripts. See, there's a few differences. This gives you a score. They both give you plus 200 score. Even though I say minus 200 points, I felt that was a little weird because I felt some levels require you to lose damage, because some levels require maybe to heal something up for it to pass. Because when you have negative damage, what do? You heal them. So maybe some things require to destroy some objects. Maybe you require, obviously the HP has to be 0. So maybe you require to heal them. Interesting idea. Amount of pickups picked up. Score is plus or equal to 200. So you always get 2 pickups worth where you only get 1 pickup. What this means is, because obviously you get negative effects, we can't give you some more pickups just for effect there. But since we don't lose the score anymore, I think it's not so needed. I think that's fine. And then we destroy it. So we move some damage where here we plus some damage. Very simple, and the jumping one is it's super simple. There's effects. That's really easy. Next is if it's a tutorial. Tutorial is kind of interesting. I didn't mean that. Yeah, this is pretty easy. It's just status bar. It's just very simple stuff. And the X is just, it looks like times. Here we go. Pop-up text. And it says shouldn't be using this. For example, if you really shouldn't be using this default, you should actually be setting pop-up text. If you don't set pop-up text, it will say this. So tutorial pop-up, this is just so you can do it under code, because otherwise you can't actually edit this unless you're under the constructor. So for example, if we look here, very simple. I know we can do this. We could just have like, I guess, a very simple pop-up, and then we could just edit under, like, copy and paste the pop-up each time instead of having to have multiple scripts. But this way it's all hard-coded. It means if there's any problem with the editor, it's all under the code, not actually under the system itself. So it means that we're doing stuff coded-wise, and we're not. Okay, we're not going to show that yet. Then we just say, we set the panel active, we set text, and the time scale is equal to 0, and we press the button, it resets the time, as well as turns off the object. If you collide with area, then your inner is equal to false, your stats is equal to 0, and your jump script dot reset, which I'll show you. If you collide with enemy, there's not much difference. You just apply damage, which is the effects, and obviously each enemy. There's only one enemy right now, and this enemy doesn't even have the. This enemy only has effects for the tromper, which is drop down and come back up again. This is all just for him to drop down, come back up. We set a few stats, and that's it. And then just drop down, come back up again. All the damage is dealt under this class actually. And so when it gets hit, it applies damage. So you can obviously all change these because they're all virtual. This definitely should be virtual. That's my mistake. That's probably why you, yeah, very simple. And camera move it is very simple. Obviously, whenever you hit an enemy, by the way, you apply damage to them, and if they're still alive, then you take damage. So if you kill someone, so if you got more damage than they did, then they have HP, then you won't take any damage from them. Lay update at the end of each frame to check if the player is moved, to make sure the player has moved, if he is moved, and then offset, very simple. Just moving the camera. Otherwise, if we set it, then when it rotates the board, then the camera would rotate with it. Very simple. This is stuff here if you're not invincible. On trigger exit, if oh no, this is where we say air. This should actually be on collision exit. I know I did it at one point. So obviously, I'm surprised I've actually done it. So, because it was originally trigger. So on collision exit, if it's an area, then you count as in there. So that should actually fix that problem that we were having before. Next level, very simple, nothing to that. So we'll talk about the jump system, and then we're basically done. Jump system is very simple. Prefab of each of those like kind of little square things that represent how many jumps you have. Holder is the holder. Play script, very simple, just so we can drag it in. Jump counters, how many times you can jump, slash jumped. Current jump is how many times you've currently jumped. So, jump means whenever you press the space, you automatically call this. So you say, hey, what your current jump is, it's equal to green, and then plus plus. Now you could do something separate like current jump plus plus, then do it, and that way it's okay. But you actually have to have current jump at -1 to begin with, which is weird. So we're actually not going to do that. That's a bit weird because you have to have current jump at -1, which is really weird. So reset. Current jump is equal to 0, all that stuff is equal to, it just sets them all back to white. And then update, if you have more jumps, then what it does is it destroys all the jumps, because we don't want to try to add some, then remove some. It's a bit too complicated. We're just going to destroy everything, and then just go from scratch. So if you can't jump, but nothing will be there instead of trying to do something weird. So we just destroy the children and then just go through them again. And by the way, jump count is just a list of images instead of a list of game objects. It just makes things easier. That's it. I mean, it may seem like a lot of scripts, but it really isn't. It's quite simple, it's very easy, and it works quite well. So each of these cubes there, as you see, they just have a few things. They just have a simple script. These have just a very simple script. There they are. Actually, no, these don't have script. These have a simple script. All this stuff has simple scripts, and that's done. Very simple. Obviously, the camera has quite a few scripts. And the player, the reason we made that is, as you can see when you're playing the game, you can actually see the ball moving. But if we made it toon, which we will do now. And by the way, how you get these textures is you go assets, import package, FX. See, I mean, you can't really tell it's moving, and it just looks a bit 2D to me, and I don't like it. So I rather the tessellation smooth, and it makes it look a bit more like it's moving. That means you actually get like a nice little specular. Let's reset this. There we go, so we get a nice little one. Increase the shyness a bit. Oh, we don't like that. Let's do this. There we go, that's a bit nicer. I don't know, we'll just do 0.5. I can't tell any difference. That's a really specific number. I mean, that's it basically. I can't think of anything else to show you. So that's a simple game. I don't know if I'm gonna give it out to people just to play with. I don't know. I may just do it. It's very simple. Oh, and the one thing I did want to show is the level kit. So we'll just quickly show you how to build a new level. Click new level. You delete your main camera. You drag your level essentials in. And you can just drag these out. There you go. New level completely. You have this thing. You can adjust. You can create new objects. Obviously, you have canvas fully set up. You have a capture next level, you just change the name, you have end zone already set up, main camera, player, the orb, and you can instantly start the game. See what I'm saying? Very, very easy. Maybe the end zone's a bit too high for you, like me, you want to lower a bit. And you just can click that, it's very easy. So that's it. Not much to do. The scripts are quite easy, it's quite simple. I mean, this is probably the longest one, 134. This jumps is longer. No, it's not. No, it's not even there. It's not too bad. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to add new stats and stuff like that. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. This was a slightly different video. I decided why not. I feel like doing this. I don't know whether or not I'm going to finish off this game fully, but if I do, there'll definitely be more updates. I don't know. Seem cool? And if you guys didn't understand the whole mechanic was to do with these things, you know, more jumps, more speed, you know, manipulating how your object works, you know, more jump height, less hit points, all that stuff, and trying to like work through the level with that stuff. I mean, it's quite simple. There's no like grappling hook or anything like that. That'd be interesting. It's quite easy, but this is kind of what I'm expecting. Maybe something a little bit more complex. Anyway, see you guys next time. Damn it. See ya.